With the weapon in the scene, let's go ahead and go back to the properties. And for this one, we're just going to the primary properties for it. We were looking at the explode last time. The next one we want to look at is just going to be the shell. So this is going to be whatever comes out of the weapon during the shooting state. This can either be a tagged object with a brush, or it can be one that comes with the animation. If you disable it, then when you shoot, it's not going to have anything come out. You can do the position. Position is based on a direction. So for instance, the -3 that it was starting at is facing on the right side, so that when you turn to the left or to the other directions, it'll actually update so that each direction is facing the right offset position for it. The offset depth is just saying whether it's going to be in front or behind, and this can actually be placed on either way for it there. The position up and down, if you're wanting to actually make it where it comes up higher and then drops down, and or the same thing is that maybe you have something that's down below it and you want to have it just coming down from it there. Alright, so this is just the placement. We're going to do the physics side of it next. So again, maybe we will have it where it comes just from the top of it here. And then if you want to have a scale factor to it, if it's supposed to be something really large, then you can actually scale it up. Maybe it's a huge shell that comes out from it. Maybe it's also really, really tiny, and it's just supposed to be something really small that comes from it. Alright, so easy to adjust, but also note the override. This is again using the brush. It's going to override the options and assign it these, and or you can uncheck that and use your own properties for it that come from the other object. And then the physics side of it, this is just going to be setting up to say how heavy is it, and then how much mass is going to be on it. The mass and the drag are going to play more of a factor if you're actually going to leave the physics on, so that it can hit the ground once it hits based on the collider. For here, we'll go ahead and turn this down a little bit. We don't need them this heavy. We'll do about a 3 and a 4. Alright, the force of it is going to be the upward force. So I could actually have it where it goes, so this is X force, is going left and right. So you can have it where it spits out really far left or right, or you could take it the other way where it shoots out. The force up and down, you might want to actually have them where they're going downward, or you might want to have it where it's really forcing it up into the air like that. Alright, the torque is going to be the rotation. So if you actually wanted to have them rotate as they come out, you could have them set like that. And then stay and disable, meaning that they would stay on screen but then disable after they land. And while we're doing this one last part to it, let's go ahead and turn on the collider. So currently the collider is off. It actually is, they come out and then they just go straight through the blocks and then disappear. But this time we'll leave them on screen here. And let's go ahead and make the collider closer to the shape in terms of size and stuff as this one. Alright, and then the enable time, disable time, you can actually turn it on when it's supposed, like if you want to delay for it and then it comes on in terms of the collider, and you can set it for the disable time when you want it to turn back off. So for instance, the enable time, maybe we want just a half second. It's going to come out without the collider, and then it'll turn on before it hits. Alright, so let's try this one out. We've changed up a bunch of properties on it. The last thing we'll do, let's make sure we have enough space for the pieces to fall on. Alright, so we can pick this one up, and this time when we shoot, notice now that it actually goes out, and then after the 2 seconds it disables from it. So it's a pretty nice system in that, because visually you can have a lot of fun with it, with the pieces flying around and stuff and then staying on screen. There you go. So that's going to be the shell, and then just kind of a setup for how those work.